brand new 2026 colors, brand new 2026 Wrangler trims, price changes, spoiler alert, they're lower, as well as all sorts of exciting stuff going on. Let's take a deeper dive into Jeep news November. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Obviously, we have been all over the place for the past few weeks. Not only were we out in Michigan to do our Hemi swap, then we flew back, flew out to Vegas, flew to Detroit, drove our Jeep home. All sorts of things have been going on. We've had so much fun doing so. Out in SEMA, we met with some of the top reps at Jeep. More on that a little bit later, and also found some really cool products. So if you guys haven't seen that video, we'll drop it below. Check out our SEMA build and our SEMA video because we had a ton of fun. But before we get into all the juicy stuff today with Jeep news, unfortunately, we do have some somber news. This is coming out on a lot of different news outlets, but the original Bantam car company, the plant that built the original Bantam, has burned basically to the ground, unfortunately. Now, the entire show up in Butler, Pennsylvania is based upon that vehicle, and it's just very sad to see something like this happen. Obviously, there's more investigation to see what started this, but it's a piece of history that we lost in our home state of Pennsylvania. So I think there's going to be some efforts to either help rebuild it or maybe get some heritage still out of that. So we'll update you guys on that. But very somber news there, and just unfortunate that it happened in our home state and something that we really love. Another thing also as well, there are some pretty big recalls coming out for the 4xe. I saw something like around 300,000 vehicles affected. However, we rented one out in Vegas because we wanted a Jeep while our Jeep was in the show, and we didn't hate it. I mean, it was a Sahara 4xe 2025, had a Sky One Touch, it was Firecracker Red. It didn't have much battery, and the chargers at the Fountain Blue.
And they wouldn't let us full send it.
Yeah, they said no off-roading because someone else did and like thrashed all the tires. So we didn't off-road with it, but it wasn't bad. I mean, it had pep. It had some pep. It was interesting to drive for a little bit, for more than like a test drive. We got to drive it around, and yeah, it wasn't bad. So maybe we'll do a full longer review in the future. It did have the One Touch, which we also like, I think.
It was super surprising how
One Touch was cool to utilize in like daily life. I think a beach or a Las Vegas Jeep is like perfect for that. But the real meat of this video, all the changes for the Jeep Wrangler as well as the Gladiator. Don't fret, we will have a full-length video on the Gladiator as well. So this video, we didn't want to make it 40 minutes long, so this is all about the Wrangler. For the Gladiator, guys, a video will be dropping probably the next day. But before we get into the next big news, we wanted to give a huge shout out to today's video sponsor, Onyx Off-Road. Last week we were out in Vegas and we used the Onyx Off-Road mapping on our CarPlay to check out all sorts of amazing trails that we could explore while we were out in Nevada. We had to get away from those casinos for a while and wanted to go explore an area that we would not have known anywhere of where we were at without using Onyx Off-Road. Now, Randy, our local guide there, also uses the same application and explores all sorts of desert trails, and we obviously had a ton of fun doing so. If you're traveling to a place that you've never been and want to explore a bit, Onyx Off-Road is the companion that will help you the absolute most. If you guys want to save a little bit on your Onyx Off-Road subscription, we do have a coupon or discount code listed down below. But once again, an absolutely huge shout out to them, because without their app, all of this exploring that we do all over the country would not be possible. Thank you guys so much, and let's get back into it. We went to Vegas, right, and we meet all sorts of reps at the Mopar, Stellantis, and Jeep booth. And obviously, Ryan and I were kind of nervous because the last big meeting where Bob Brodendorf was kind of talking about the 392 is supposed to be like a YouTube meeting. And we're like, thanks for the invite, guys. Like, maybe they just don't like what we're saying. They don't like, you know, how we're ripping apart some trims. We're talking about what they should have done. It's completely the opposite. These guys like what we're doing, all of it. They watch the channel. They see what you guys are saying. And a lot of the guys that we talk to are very high up in the food chain when it comes to Jeep and Stellantis as a whole. You guys are probably going to be hearing a little bit more about some Jeep things on the back end, and maybe us correlating a little bit better with them, because they really appreciated what our audience and everyone that's watching this video gives back to Jeep. That's what I think we want to lay on, is that like we are going to help change hopefully the future of Jeep. And they said to us, you guys are going to see a ton of changes this coming week. Well, it's this coming week. Over the weekend, our inboxes were flooded. Huge shout out to Tyler Cohn, because he sent all sorts of stuff, all sorts of information. Him and his wife have been absolutely fantastic, and they're always sending us anything that they can to help us. So huge shout out to him. He went on and sent us a bunch of different slideshows, screenshots, all the things that are happening, and all this is now available, pretty much all of it, on the back end. The first thing we wanted to talk about, though, in all of this is some colors, right? So, you know, we love colors. And this is actually a funny statistic. Didn't the one guy at Jeep say like color influences like 90% of buyers?
They say colors over all features.
Everything else.
Colors is the number one thing that drives a buyer for the Jeep.
Yeah, which is crazy because probably a shift from the past. But sometimes people be like, why do you guys talk about colors so much? Obviously, that influences the decision greatly. So we've got obviously a new color out there. We've got Juice, we've got the 41, we've got Anvil. All those were basically brand new when they came out. Rain was only available in the Rubicon. Now it's been opened up to every trim. So if you guys have been wanting to order a Rain in any other trim on the Wrangler, it is now available. How badass is that? Also, no charge for red, white, and blue. Pretty cool there too. It seems like they're going back to that patriotism. They're going back to their roots. No charge for red, white, and blue. As of this moment, Anthony checked it out too. So that's subject to change. You never know if that'll change. The big one though, for me, is Goldilocks is now on the back end slideshow. That's a color I've been wanting. We've been looking at gold. We've seen it back in that old photo back in Moab. They're still not available to order, but I'm thinking very soon. I'm thinking sooner than Q2 if they're already talking about it on the back end. So a couple different changes with colors there, including a photo of Juice as well. So I'm curious if they're going to return Juice. Tyler also said Fathom Blue is coming back in the Grand Wagoneer and other trims, so he might see that come back to Jeep. But it seems like they're finally, like they're raring to go with colors. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see more and more color options added. Maybe even the Tuscadero, the Mojito's out. Tuscadero, some of these other brighter colors that have been in the past are returning for 26. But next up, trims. Let's go through and check out what we've got here. I've got the phone pulled out so I can actually look at some of these cards because there's a lot going on here. Not as so much with trims, but just some exciting ones. So obviously your standard, the Sport, Sport S, Willys, Sahara, Rubicon, and the Rubicon X are all still available. No 392 yet, and no 4xEs at all. I'm very curious with what's going on with that. Maybe they're waiting a little bit, but it's just very odd for us not to see any sort of, any mix of that in here at all. The biggest one though, perhaps, is one that we heard inklings of this. That was a few months ago.
We've never talked about it.
We've never talked about it. It was on like a back-end order guide, and we saw it. It was there. I mean, you could publicly see it too. But on the things here, it says new for 2026, Willys 41. Our hot take is that is the 41 edition, just non-4xE. Something that should have been done from day one.
And we talked to a rep out there, and he was very passionate about the fact that they need to get Jeep in the right direction, and an edition or the kind of the Patriot aspect of the brand should be coming back for a lot of different reasons for this next year.
We like to party. We like to celebrate things. The year 2026 is very important to our brand as a whole. It's the 85th anniversary of Jeep, the 60th anniversary of Easter Jeep Safari, and of course we're going to be celebrating America 250 as well. So you can expect a lot. I can hint at some crates back here and fun ways and things to do with crates coming off airplanes that you'll learn about next week.
60th anniversary of Easter Jeep Safari. And then next year is the 85th anniversary of Jeep because it was started in 1941.
So I think they're piggybacking off that a little bit. The red, white, and blue is now free.
Red, white, and blue, 41 edition on this. Cool new trim we'll talk about in the Gladiator video, but also on that 41 color as well.
Gold is like...
The Peak Award, you get the gold medal.
I think there's a lot of little things that they're trying to do better, and the 41 edition for a Willys, maybe a year too late, but maybe now you can still release it and it still would do well.
And it's a 26, so it's a new model year as well. But yeah, I could definitely sense the patriotism there. They made clear that Jeep needs to get back to what made it a Jeep, that these were vehicles that have been stood the test of time, that have fought in world wars and wars all over the country and really embody the American spirit, and we need to get back to that. Plus, next year is our 250th anniversary of being a country, so it all is flowing right back together, but I can definitely see it here. So speculation, I think it's going to look a lot like the 41 4xE that came out, but maybe they'll change it up a little bit.
But gas-powered.
But gas-powered, yeah. Maybe they'll do a 392 with it or something, or put a little, I don't know, something like that would be pretty neat. But either way, pretty cool stuff on the trims there. All the other trims have stayed, but next up, let's go over some pricing, because that's been actually something cool. A little while ago, when we're talking about getting new builds, we're looking at pricing. It's very hard for me to look at Gladiators and Wranglers anymore because Wranglers just have exceeded so much higher than a Gladiator when it came to pricing for similar trims. And I think Jeep is finally fixing that. I think they're adding more features as standard, and I also do see a decrease, which is now, from what Anthony did, he built out a couple of these, and it's current. So right away, the Wrangler Sport, still kind of the same price there. The next one up, though, the Sport S, is really where the big stuff changes. So with a Sport S, now you're going to get the LED package at no charge. $1,700 package. I don't know if that's headlights, fogs, and taillights, but at least it's headlights and fogs. That's huge. You're not going to get halogens. You're going to get headlight LEDs. 2026, we finally got LED standards. All-terrain tires, no charge, which Anthony said it like built it out and actually gave you like $495 off instead of like, it was weird. It took like even more off. All-terrain tires. Convenience group for the Sport S is now $1,595. It's down $700. So that's remote start, heated seats, heated steering wheel, and a couple other little goodies in there. It used to be $22.95, now it's $15.95. That's a good decrease, $700 in pricing. And then the includes V6 automatic transmission is reduced $1,500. So obviously these are per build, so you can really build them out. As we go up higher in the trim is where we're starting to see some of these bigger changes. So as we go through this, guys, obviously every build is going to be different on how you do it, but let's go through some of the stuff that has been reduced and like is no charge. It kind of looks like the MSRP has stayed the same, but on the Willys, the Sky One Touch Power Top has now been reduced to $29.95. That used to be $39.95. So $1,000 off for that if you want the Sky One Touch.
And it's great.
We liked it. We liked it. Convenience group also on the Willys, down to $15.95. $700 off. 35-inch tire group, the XR package, reduced by $1,900. It's now back down to $29.95. That's a good deal. $3,000 for 35s, 456, all the goodies, lockers. That's a good deal. So they're reducing the price. If you're looking to get like a Willys XR, it's kind of a good time to do it. Willys XR convenience group. Sahara body color hardtop has been reduced by $200, so it's now down to $2,100. Sky One Touch, $29.95 on the Sahara as well. All-terrain tires are no charge. Popular equipment group, which I don't know what all comes of that, is now reduced to $24.95, so $500 off. And then the biggest one, you guys care about the Rubicon, right? Like everyone's Rubicon X that's looking at these. Also those base trims, great to see so much done to this. The convenience group is now no charge for the Rubicon. Heated seats, remote start, all that. Perfect. Reduced to $1,200 savings. It's just included. You get heated seats, heated steering wheel. I think it's just like, why not? Yeah. Like you're buying the premium there. Optional 35-inch tires also reduced by $1,900. So you can now get an XR Rubicon for $1,900 less, and convenience group is already built in. That's basically the perfect build. I don't need a hard top, soft top, mess with any of that. You now have XR and heated seats, and you're basically only $3,000 more than a stock Rubicon. Rubicon X, the power top is, it says the power top or the Sky One Touch is only $995 on an X. Only $1,000. So it was reduced by $3,000. So now instead of paying $39.95, you only get it. You get it for $1,000 on the X. Wow. That's a huge deal. And then includes 35-inch tire group, no charge with automatic. So if you buy the automatic, it's already on there, which that's how it was. You got the automatic and the X already had it. But if we're looking at this now, I mean, the next slide here, Ryan, that's where like when you're showing up this screenshot is kind of the base starting price of all this. The Rubicon starts at $49,300 now, and that's a manual transmission. So I mean, you're talking $49,000 for a Rubicon. Add on all your goodies, you could probably be at like $54,000 for an XR Rubicon. That's getting close to what we were doing back in 2022 when I bought that Rubicon XR. Still could load it up pretty good, but we're getting back to that. Yeah. I think we're almost close to it. I'm curious to build one out with like paint match fenders, XR package, and just like a hard top or dual top group, and see what it is. But Rubicon X now starting at $59,995 and a lot less to put on there. A lot of really cool stuff though going on this, guys. I mean, what I would say is if you're interested in building out one of these Jeeps, definitely talk to someone, your local dealership. We do work with Anthony, and we're adding on a lot more dealerships in our affiliate program as well, so that everyone's been asking about that. That's coming back. We're just changing it up the whole way. So everything has been kind of a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and we might have a lot more opportunities for different areas of the country too.
So what does this mean for the 26 What does this mean for the 26s on the lots right now? Is this like how? It's weird because it's.
Even Anthony said that
they released 26s. They're on lots right now, and now you have like almost like the actual version.
Well, and now they're like less. So Anthony asked me. He was like, "I wonder if they're gonna like re-invoice us for these, or like are they gonna change prices?"
Because there's also that thing we saw underneath.
Oh yeah, we forgot about that. So
Some interesting stuff underneath.
it's version 2 of the those like protection bars, those like the things that go right behind the passenger side wheel. They're now on both sides. They look heavily integrated. We're talking giant bolt heads all over the place, skid plate that goes underneath. It looks like a whole different.
We had a few people reach out to us and show us that these were appearing
We'll pop up
underneath.
some image here.
But we also were driving home and passed a whole truckload of.
Right there it is, Ryan, the new crash bracket. Let's see if this one has it. Yes, it does. As we're on our way home from Michigan. Right there, right underneath the front door.
Well, the first truckload didn't have them, and then the second truckload had them. Some Wranglers had them, some Gladiators had them. It's like a cutoff. So like, it just seems like they're releasing this stuff just quietly and just letting it go out. But we're here to break the news. Yeah, so that's interesting. I'm glad you brought that up. The skid plates / like anti-rollover, it's now on both sides too. So unfortunately for our long arm guys, we're looking at this and going, you're going to have to now play with a lot of stuff. Skid plates are now going to have to all be redesigned. So maybe we'll get a 26 when we get one of our 26s. If it has it on there, we'll do a deep dive.
We didn't see them when we did our reviews of the 26s. So that's where I'm like, this is a newer version they're pumping out right now. But I think Jeep's going to address it this week. It's going to be here. We're going to have the information. They're actually going to do some marketing with it, hopefully. But now we have the version 2 of the 26. And, the pricing is great.
Pricing's great. I'm very happy to see that. I think it needed to happen. There's also some really good news for the Gladiators, so we're going to be filming that right after we film this video. But just the pricing coming down back to reality, I think is what matters. Because you got a lot of stuff sitting on the lots. You got a lot of stuff kind of hanging around. You had to do this. You had to make a change. But it's not drastic. It's just what I like about it is giving you more features for your money. So it makes the 26 incentivized without killing the margins or prices on all the old Jeeps. It's just like, oh, this comes standard now, which is like, maybe I'll consider a 26 because that's standard versus I have to option this on this other model. So it's some really cool stuff here, guys. I mean, like I said, out in Vegas was some huge moves for us being able to talk to so many people out there. And I'm thoroughly hoping that between all the other, maybe tours of the custom shop, tours of the factory plant are coming up, and then some deeper integration with Jeep, not losing any of our credibility because they want us to keep doing it how we're doing it.
We're still going to tell them like it is.
But being able to give your feedback right to the top. And I think it's being heard. I think this is a first, it's being heard here. Yeah. Pricing needs to change. Why didn't you do the 41 edition on the regular Jeep? Stuff's happening. Yeah. And that's really cool.
Our audience and our platform is here to see if we can make change, and I think it's finally coming. I think
the right people are in place now, and I'm excited for it. Yeah. And we're not just saying that. This is just some real change, actual benefits for the owners, and that's what we're in it for, I think overall, though, guys, this has been a very positive video. Obviously, Ryan and I have been having a fantastic time traveling all over the place, checking out all these beautiful builds, really cool Jeeps, and honestly, we're a little bit jet lagged now. We have some full driving reviews, some really exciting also other videos that we're going to be doing with our 5.7 liter Gladiator. We've got a custom other few touches to that too, and it drives absolutely beautiful. We got off of a plane overnight and then drove it 8 hours home to PA. So we didn't want to do a review. We wanted to, but it was so tired. Yeah, so now we've been gone 2 weeks out of the past month. So either way, though, this has been a fun video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to everyone that's watching this and making an impact not only on us, but in Jeep corporate as a whole, because your voices are being heard. I just want to reiterate that. So really exciting stuff happening here. So obviously a lot of cool stuff going on. We have chosen the giveaway winner for the October 2025 giveaway. They have been contacted as the potential winner. So if you guys wouldn't mind, check your emails, make sure it didn't filter to the spam box. Also, another thing, when you get an email or a phone call from us, it will also include what you ordered and some more details from us. Do not get scammed. We will never ask for money. We're never going to ask for any of that stuff. So just a word of advice, do not get scammed out of this, because if it sounds kind of fishy or like, oh, they asked for $100 to send like the gift, don't, you know, or Telegram or WhatsApp or whatever it is. We will email you and it'll have details about what you ordered, timing, and stuff that you wouldn't know. So we're really excited about that though. And if you haven't checked it out, November 2025 giveaway is live. Set of fuel wheels.
Yeah.
Pretty.
We love our fuel wheels on our.
We love those fuel wheels. We had a chance to talk to Sean and the team out at SEMA, and yeah, once again, no purchase necessary for that. Official rules are on the website, but the potential winner, he picked up a set of our 4-door light kits, and that's what got him in. So, but once again, no purchase is necessary as well, so don't forget that. Either way, though, we're enjoying this. We're loving it. We got a lot of exciting stuff coming up. We have some really cool partnerships, some brand new products, hopefully coming in from things that we've met at SEMA, and we just can't be more excited. We're going in the winter season. We'll get some new merch out for you guys too. We got some cool stitch work and some let's say the fall winter design. As we were in our fancy hotel, we had all those boutiques there, and just wait till some of this stuff comes out. It's like a Paris Fashion Week on Dirt Road Cred. Either way though, we've made this video long enough, but it's been exciting. Thank you guys so much for watching. From Ryan behind the camera and me here talking to you, we want you to get out there and earn yours.